We've all had that one project that you shoot, but you never really get around to editing. You'll shoot something and put it in your editor and maybe play around with a few clips and eventually leave it on the back burner and never get to it. But what would happen if you actually pushed through with that project and endured the editing process? Well, in my case, it was creating a feature-length documentary that took 3.5 years to shoot and edit. The fact that I was able to stick with a project for that long makes me proud to have completed a project at this scale. Alicia was the director and I was the cinematographer and editor. So why did this project take 3.5 years to complete?
Some rainy day solutions. Oh yeah.
Well, it wasn't something we would work on every single day. It was kind of something that we would chip away at in between projects, and it was more on and off. So what did I learn when working on a project for this long? Hold your shots for 10 seconds. When you edit your own footage, you learn a lot about your shooting style. One of my biggest mistakes was not holding my shots long enough. This was a painful lesson to learn because you can have the perfect B-roll shot for your A-roll, but if you didn't hold your shot long enough, then you have a problem. Hold your shots for at least 10 seconds because that will give you or your editor enough time to work with in post. I can't tell you how many times I wanted to use a shot, but it didn't last long enough, so I'd have to find another clip to work with. A good technique I found was simply counting to 10 in your head when shooting B-roll. That way your editor will be thankful you were thinking of them in the production phase. Even if you're holding on a shot and someone walks in and out of your frame, still hold on that shot for 10 seconds because that can give you a start and end point when working in post. Don't overshoot. Since this is my first real project out of film school, I was eager. I had just bought my C200 and I was taking the spraying and praying method and pressing record on everything I thought looked cool. I wasn't taking the time to properly compose my shots and fully think them through. Yes, this was a project with a fly-on-the-wall approach, but I think it's important to have each shot fully thought out. I think as an early shooter, it's an important lesson to learn because it's something you have to see for yourself when editing your own footage. Think to yourself before hitting record, how will I start and end this shot? Will this shot serve a purpose in the story, and how will this shot be used in the edit? I think this can only be learned with time, and it's something I'm trying to improve on myself. Don't force the edit. Since there was no real deadline at the start of this project, I had the luxury of taking a step back and taking a break of the editing if I wasn't feeling it some days. Sometimes projects require you to take a step back from them and take a break because staring at the same footage for 3.5 years can be daunting. Looking back, that's something I loved about this project. I actually had the time to piece things together and see what works and what doesn't work. You simply just have a feeling if something works, and revisiting things you've previously put together can become so clear once you've taken a step back. Sure, there were times it was hard to sit down and edit because I felt numb to this project after watching it so many times, but hearing feedback from outsider perspectives was really helpful, and I think hopefully when this is premiered, it will get some positive feedback as well. As nerve-wracking as it was, it's honestly crazy to see your work on a big screen in front of so many people. If you're like most artists and very critical about your work, it can be very reassuring and rewarding to show it to that many people and get a positive response.
Matt put endless hours into this film. You can't imagine editing this film, the number of hours of footage that we had, but he really put a lot of work into this film, and I'm really indebted to the hours and time and creative stuff that you put into this film. Thank you.
As cheesy as this sounds, watching my film along with that many people really assured me that this is what I should be doing in my life. I hope you found this video helpful or entertaining, and if you would like to see more cinematography-based content, then subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.